everyone, we're back.
I know it's been a hot moment since we since we've sat down to do this.
It has been, honestly, I think it's been a month, and I think there's been one big change for me that happened just today.
Ah,
So I figured I would share it with you guys.
I
Um,
have I
this
have
is
no idea what she's
Doppler.
about to say. It
This is Doppler.
happened. It
This is
happened.
Radar's actual sister, 2.5 years removed, but same mama and probably same dad. She has little buff on her eyes and even a little Zuko scar. She has
I love
one buff toe.
I love
She's been napping in my lap here before we started, and she started dreaming and started kicking me. So, but yes, this is Doppler. We're calling her Dop for short, and she's just the sweetest little thing. Yes, can you say hi
so
to
how long have you had her?
the
I imagine you
people?
got her while on vacation.
Nope,
No.
I got her about less than 24 hours ago. My mom and
What?
dad brought her from the farm back in Michigan. They drove 12 hours to bring her to me, in which
Pa-
I will be, Mom,
Parents
if you
of the
come in
year
for a
right there.
moment. Yes, she has such a tiny, tiny little bladder, and she's so cute. So I'm going to hand her off behind the curtain into the void of space. And my mom's going to take her off to the bathroom.
Hello, mama.
She'll come back. Uh, oh, she can go back in a little bit. But that's Doppler, guys.
So cute. I know you have been talking about getting another cat for a while, so so
Yeah.
excited.
Oh my gosh. Yes, and Rapunzel. Have you studied on how to introduce a new kitty? I have. We're keeping her in the bathroom. And then we're doing like organized play dates. Kind of like supervised. And so Radar does like the little backing up thing, like what? The new phrase is what the fluff, and so he's like backing up, and today she started to go after him because he had a little his tail, and she was in a playful mood, and so she starts to smack his tail, and you just see him lift up his paw, which is the size of her, mind you, and just go. Like he's trying to smack her. It's just, we're gonna see how they get along. Fingers crossed
hopefully
they do.
hopefully they figure it out.
Yes, especially after $150 in vet bills today. So I imagine we're going to make this work. And if it doesn't, my friend going from the station is going to adopt her. So you can always do a meet with a closed door between them, let them smell each other. Yeah, we put her in her carrier and let him come up while she was contained, and it's been going pretty well. But that's the fun announcement. I thought I'd just share with you all.
Oh, well, I think the internet already loves it.
Do you
Wait, we
have
need
any fun announcements for yourself,
no,
Brandi?
I'm boring. I have this old
Oh,
paper mate that I've had since college. It still works, so that's a fun
that's an
announcement.
accomplishment.
No, I think it just goes to show how often I actually write with pen and paper. So,
True, you're more digital now. Oh, see, I'm getting all the advice for anyone who's introduced kittens to cats, especially cats who have been single and only children for 2.5 years. I appreciate any advice you have. So, yes, lots of escape groups. Trust me, my apartment doesn't have much. It's just an open floor plan. So, hopefully, it's going. Hey, what's going on, Kelly Chow? Nice to see ya. Oh, this is gonna be awesome, y'all. We have such a fun episode to talk about. I don't know about you, Brandi, but this is one of those formative episodes in my Avatar experience that just
this
always stuck out
is
to me.
yeah, I think it is one of like the very first, not one of the very first, but like it's definitely like one of the episodes that people just talk about and you're just like Avatar, I'm thinking about this episode. So, yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty memorable.
And not even just like this episode, just this specific scene where it's the fight.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
Now, I will have to find it because I accidentally closed out the window like a noob. But lately, if you go back a month when we actually streamed, Netflix had been doing okay with their captioning.
Oh, yeah. Well,
It wasn't terrible.
the mighty fall.
Yeah, no. Also, shout out to Louise X Sparrow for coming in on the chat. Thank you to everyone who's just joining us, watching us stream. It's good to be back.
Yes.
But I have the definite, or not the definition,
It's the
the
definition.
explanation, the
The
caption.
synopsis.
That fancy word.
Yep.
Put that college education to use. Yes. The the Netflix description synopsis says for episode 18, The Waterbending Master. After going to the home of the Northern Water Tribe, Aang and Katara search for a waterbending master, and Sokka becomes smitten with a princess. I don't know why I read it like that, but
no, that's how you have to read it. That's the only way to like make it even entertaining. So I don't get this. I don't get this description at all. It glosses over like so much.
They could have just put old man sexist.
No,
there you go.
Like this description makes it sound like it's about Sokka's dating life. And like if we're stacking the storylines in this episode, I would put the storyline between Sokka and Yue at the bottom. Because does it pay off in like the long run of things? Yes, it does. But this episode, it's just kind of like it's there. I don't like you can't get rid of it. And I'm not saying get rid of it, but I'm just saying like it is not the most important thing that happens in this episode. And that's saying a lot because it is still very important.
You're saying this isn't the most important scene in the entire episode?
Oh no, did I freeze?
Did you?
I don't know, am I? I don't know. My computer was like, you're not responding.
I think you're okay. I heard everything.
Oh, okay.
Now, it seems like anyone who has rewatched it, like Rapunzel, likely saw the caption and the explanation. Yeah, you realize this is a really dark episode? Yeah,
it is.
It's not all fun in dating princesses.
It is dark, but at the same time, like it's still bringing like that level that Avatar brings to like these darker storylines and these deeper storylines, and kind of it still carries itself really well to where you're just kind of like you can watch it as a kid and still be really entertained with it, and then you watch it as an adult and you're just like, what?
This show was about genocide?
Yeah.
Those formative years when you don't know the horrors of the real world. Gotta love it. But Brandi, do you have a better synopsis? I'm sure you could just come up with it on the top of your head.
Maybe I should do that for a week or so. Like for one episode is not try and think about the description and just make it up on the fly. But I have thought about it. I don't think this is one of my better ones because like I said, like this episode has so much, and like yeah. So let's just go with it.
Well, see, the bar for the Netflix is set here. Your descriptions are set here. That is a wide margin that you can.
Yeah, I know. But I'm just saying, like, I feel like we're gonna meet in the middle this week. All right. After their arrival to the Northern Water Tribe, Katara must fight for her right to learn waterbending while Aang struggles to agree with his new master. Meanwhile, Zhao gathers his forces for a major attack.
I like it. Fights for her right. That is so
like that is what this episode is about. And like I think if you want to call it a synopsis or like a show description, episode description, it should give you what the episode is about without giving it away. So I feel like that is like she's fighting for her right, but we don't know why she has to do it or who she's fighting for. But like I think it hooks you in. But that's just me tooting my own horn.
I think that one works. Yeah, see, much better. Brandi for that win. I completely agree, Rapunzel. See, that's why, Brandi, you're the one with the brains and the smarts. I'm just the burnt out husk that shows up for comedy.
Nope. I mean, that's just me working in promotions. That's all.
True. You know how to promote very well. Oh my gosh. But you know what? I think we could just hop right into this if you're good with that.
Yes. Also, I just
So,
want to point out Brianna's
yeah,
comment. Do on the spot description for bitter work. I might have to take you up on that, Brianna.
that'd be good.
Might have to take, or Avatar Day.
Oh my gosh, yes. Just have you ever tried LSD? Check out this episode. Looks like it's boiled in oil. Oh, iconic. But this episode starts out with something that I never picked up on as a kid. And I have to know if I was just stupid or if this is an actual thing. Wait, why is it? There we go. Okay. They don't have oars. When the Northern Water Tribe comes to catch them, they use waterbending instead of oars and sails.
Yeah?
How did I not notice this? Like, what the heck? Am I stupid?
No, okay, so like listen, I think that this is just like one of those little details, like world building that obviously like make the story a lot richer and everything like that, but it's not a detail that like everybody's gonna pick up on.
I feel like I should have, because I've seen this but since I watched it the first time.
No, cut yourself some slack. It's just a really neat detail, and I think like without even saying much, like you're already being told that the Northern Water Tribe is a lot better off than the Southern Water Tribe.
Oh, for sure. Like, first off, bejeweled and cool painted. Wait, that's a paint. Cool painted ships.
No, it's bejeweled. Nope, it's bejeweled. You heard it here, folks, people.
They like their bling up there. It just catches the moonlight ever so nicely. But yes, the Avatar world building book and the Art of Avatar goes into so much more depth about the ships that are used and just everything. I have to get that book.
I know, same. I've almost racked up enough points on my credit card to get it. And I'm just like,
nice. I'm waiting. I'm counting up my Amazon credit card points. Oh gosh. But we start out and you're just like, hey, wait, they made it. Qatar's not the only waterbender in the show anymore. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. And you think it's gonna be nice and lighthearted, but then it's just like, no.
JK.
And they just kind of smack you with that pretty fast. And Bree brings it up. Seems like the only episode that's funny, light enough to do that like that. It's just bitter work. Definitely one of the funnier episodes. This one, probably not necessarily the funniest. Oh, and you love how Momo hops on Sokka's back. Like, come on, guys. It's true. It's quite true. There's little subtle hints of comedy thrown in.
I think this episode, it starts off like so lighthearted, and by the end of it, you're just like, what?
They went there?
Like this episode just really sets up the season finale.
Oh yeah,
well, so good because you're like, okay, you're starting off and you're just like, oh my gosh, they made it, we're so happy, and then you're like, what? Oh, I'm kind of worried, guys.
Wait a second, guys. Oh yeah, well, and it introduces us to the Northern Water Tribe. I almost said North Pole.
You could say North Pole. That's okay. I feel like
that's still valid. I want it to be Christmas. But yes, oh my gosh, we got a ton of people commenting in chat, guys. We're talking about bedazzlers. Anyone who just joined, don't worry about
welcome to the chaos.
Welcome to the chaos. Who's here for the chaos? I'm here for the chaos. That's what I imagine like our 4 viewers around the world are saying right now. Also, check it out from the library. Library be free.
Yeah, I know, but like I also just like want to want to just like have it because it's going to be one of those things where I just study it
To have
forever.
and hold in sickness and in health.
Pretty
You just
much.
got your book.
That's the only significant other I'm going to get.
There we go. Books and cats. We're doing well. Brightest day. Hello. Welcome. 4 waves for you. 1, 2, 3, 4. And KDHD is starting to kick in. I have had a sack full of yummy bar cookies that my mom made, and it is
Sugar.
needless to say, I'm ready to talk about this episode because you mentioned we already had crackhead energy. Yes. Yes, and Avatar's our dealer. But yes, like you mentioned a few minutes ago before we went on a slight tangent, this episode it starts out, you're just so happy. You're like, hey, they're here. They're at a festival, or I think Sokka describes it as a picnic, which moonlight picnics.
No, so like I feel like it was like a party to like celebrate UA turning 16, and then the Avatar showed up and they were like, well, I guess we'll just, combine the two.
What a coincidence.
Wow.
The Northern Water Tribe party planner is just sweating in the background.
Yeah, they're like, oh my gosh, how many feasts do we have to throw?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yes. But then you're like, okay, the gang's all here. They're talking about how they're gonna find a waterbending master, and then they just take that nice Water Tribe embellished rug, bedazzled, and just sweep it out from under you. Ow. Hit myself on my PVC pipe.
Well, I mean, it's just PVC pipe.
It was thick. Embrace your cat ladiness. It's a wonderful thing. Hands up. Who's going to say yes if a new cutie asks you if you want to do an activity together?
Listen, I'm the person that's like, do you guys, I kid you not, like I have asked the majority of people if I want to hang out with you, I'll be like, so do you guys want to go do an activity? And they're like, well, oh no, yeah. It's either an activity or I'll ask somebody out on an adventure, because if you ask them if they just want to go see like the latest movie, they probably are going to be like, nah. But I'm like, let's go on an adventure.
Yes. Oh my gosh. See, I swear, ever since Doctor Who, everything is like, let's go on an adventure. Allons-y. Let's go out and all this stuff. I'm just like, I don't know what flipped the switch in my head, but I'm just like radiating fandom now.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It's the best. Also, hey, Kylo Tim, how's it going? Sorry, my computer glitched for a second and your face went. So that was weird. But thanks for hopping on. And Aang holding Momo back in that pic. You know Momo'd be tearing up that table.
Oh my gosh, like Momo yes! would be ravenous.
The fact that he's just like holding him like he's a log. That's exactly how I've been holding Dop. Oh my gosh. Adorable. And it's always an adventure with Brandi. Can confirm 100%. Hey, you know what?
I try my best. Adventures.
I'll tell you what, C2E2...
We need to get together in like person, because it's been. When did I graduate? Like 3 years ago?
Oh my gosh, it
has it been 3 years? It feels like it's been 3 years. It actually feels like it's been an eternity.
Wow.
But we
because I was gonna say, our mutual friend Jillian and mutual roommate actually, she and I are going to be going to C2E2 in Chicago if I can sneak away from Sioux City. Don't tell my boss, I haven't asked permission yet. So if you want to hop up to a Comic-Con for a weekend in Chicago,
you might have to give me the details. We'll see.
Dude, Rapunzel just gave Rapunzel Doppler who?
How did we not see this before? Rapunzel, dude, you're a genius.
I need to order a little fez. Oh gosh. Like, okay, y'all don't understand. I put Radar and I watched Doctor Who together, and the other night, actually it was yesterday, he was watching, and so I put him in a Doctor Who bow tie and sonic screwdriver. And he was just happily watching the TV with me. So Doppler Who is now her official
It's canon.
nickname. Yeah, it's canon. My gosh, the episodes that for anyone who's new here, we just splinter. We're like the Loki timelines. We have fun. Oh my gosh, where were we? You're going to a con next weekend. What con, Tim? You gotta let. Oh, I miss cons. I so miss cons. Have you ever been to a Comic-Con?
I've never been to one.
You haven't lived until you've had a furry come up and ask for a photo with you. It's amazing.
If that is the criteria for living, I might as well just stay dead.
The water was touching my lips, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna wait just a second in case she says something funny. Otherwise, my new computer would have just been fried right now. Oh my gosh, we gotta meet up in person. Oh, hey, dude, you could go to this one. It's indie. I didn't realize IndieCon was coming up.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
I don't know. Maybe.
Bree, don't even.
Brianna, why are you doing this to her?
She would fit. I swear, I'm going to get that outfit. That is adorable.
It's gonna happen.
If not, 3-month onesie will fit most adult house cats. Are you
okay? Listen, here's the thing. Brianna doesn't even own a cat. She just knows this.
She has a child, right?
No, Brianna does not have a child. Nope.
Who's the older one? You have the other sister who has a child.
Yep, that's the other sister that has children. Brianna just has random cat facts.
I just remember the child vomited on me after a VUTV one day.
Yep.
And it was really funny.
Hey, and that little guy is getting ready to turn 3, so it must be 3 years since I've graduated.
3?
Oh, no, wait, he's getting ready to turn 4. I'm a terrible aunt. I don't know how old he is. I think he's getting ready to turn 4.
Oh my gosh.
He has to be. Brianna, tell me how.
Yeah. You've only been to one con, Rapunzel? Oh, WizardCon NOLA. Jonathan Frakes. He's such a great person. I made him belly laugh, like deep belly laugh one time in Chicago. My dad and I went to Star Trek convention when they had those in Chicago, and I was in my T-Rex costume, the V-Rex costume that I called it, and I had cut open an extra large Captain Kirk shirt, and I slid it over it, and I had a phaser, and I was just walking around. And I had already met LeVar Burton earlier that day, so he knew who I was in my story and stuff. And I walk over, and I just wave to him, and Jonathan Frakes just goes, "What?" And he just starts laughing. He's such a good guy. And my cat needs a 6-month onesie. They chonks. Adorable. Okay, no, I swear, we're getting back to the episode. We're 23 minutes in, and we haven't made it past the first 2 minutes. What would you like to talk about, Brandi?
I don't really know. What's the next picture that you have? Let's just go to the next picture.
This
Classic.
one.
All right. No, we can work with this.
Because of that.
No, we could work with this.
Okay. Be my guest.
So yeah, like Sokka is just like smitten, and I'm really upset that he forgot about Suki, but that's okay. We'll deal with what we have.
I know. Suki just like exited out one ear, and I just flew in the rest.
Well, excuse me. He's a 15-year-old boy, so I'll cut him some slack.
Going after the older women.
Hey,
interesting.
You know what? Nothing but confidence, our little boy.
It's true. Confidence and no self-inhibition.
Well, I just really like when they are at that feast and he like is talking, gets the chance to talk to Yue for like the first time. And he's like, "Yeah, so you're a princess." And he's like, "I'm a bit of a prince myself." And Katara's like classic sibling move, like
sabotage. But technically, and I was looking into the lore of this, he
technically is, yeah, because their dad is the chief of their tribe.
Exactly. So he eventually becomes chief. So
he does.
Sokka's a prince, y'all, and Katara's a princess.
I mean,
It
yeah,
doesn't feel right. It
it
feels
doesn't.
icky.
I don't think it feels right at all. Um, but you know
I
what?
don't
That's okay.
know.
That's okay. We'll let Sokka be a prince. That's okay.
Yeah, that's totally not a southern peasant outfit. Uh,
Hey, well, have you seen this other?
oh, you guys.
I'm pretty certain he's 4.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had to hold him like Aang was holding
Which
Momo.
means like he would have
So
been almost 1.
yeah.
Let's just move on.
Let's move on to this one. The only other girl Sokka's known his age is his sister,
No,
which
this is
means
true.
he's been hitting up because remember he said he's kissed girls before. So he's been hitting up the ladies of the Water Tribe.
Well, here's the thing. Like, obviously, we don't see much of like the tribe that they're from, but there really are no other people around Sokka and Katara's age,
Mm-hmm.
at least in that tribe. And is that like the only tribe of the southern waterbenders, or are there others?
I think they established they're the only ones. Like, because they all, like, when the Fire Nation attacked, they were all kind of there.
I don't know. I feel like there has to be more though, right?
Are there more at the Northern Water Tribe? Because, I mean, there's. Oh, now I want to know that.
I don't know. Put it down in the notebook.
In the book. In the book. The good book. Of Avatar. We're gonna fill up an entire page.
So what do you think? What do you think? Like UA is thinking at this point? Like obviously something about Sokka.
We know what she's thinking.
No. But like she like leads him on, and she's like, "Meet me up at that bridge." And then like there's this moment where he's like presenting the little like carved fish, but she thinks it's a bear. And
it is a bear.
And then she just like runs away and everything like that. And like obviously we learn later on in the episode that she's betrothed and everything, but it's just like what was the goal here, you?
I think she's
our
like
little innocent
hopeful.
boy.
Maybe she was like, oh, maybe he just wants to, I don't know, hang out. He seems like a nice guy. You know, get to know him a little bit better. I don't know. I think she was probably just hoping that something would happen and she could just get out of her relationship, and he might be the way to get out of it.
Maybe.
Also, I'm missing all these questions. Pretty cool that they showed the lock system as they entered the city. I actually think I have a picture of that. And Gran is a girl. So
Gran is a girl.
Rapunzel says there's a bunch of other tribes. We only see one village. Okay, I'm gonna have to look into this. And Ant update. He turns 4 this year.
Yeah, I thought so.
Oh, hilarious. Nope. I'm a terrible podcast host, stream host. I cannot find the photo that was said to be here. But I do have this little one where she's like, okay, big change of pace.
This is where she's like, it's a bear, you idiot.
She's like, oh, this might not be my guy. But just look at how happy he is. We don't see him this happy at all. He's always miserable, as they say.
Yeah,
in the episode.
Yeah, like I think that this is, one of the happier times that we see Sokka, but
then they all just take it away.
Well, I think it's interesting because, like, we see Sokka obviously just like really enjoying his time here. Meanwhile, the other two are literally miserable.
Yeah.
Because
just hate this place. And shall we begin to talk about why they're miserable?
Yes, that's what I was kind of, hoping to like, lead way into. I was making that step for you.
We're slowly connecting the neurons in our psychic path. Yeah, they're not. Oh my gosh,
these dagger eyes.
We go from Sokka just being so happy to murder.
And have you ever seen Aang that ticked off?
I don't think so.
Like,
he was just he
I'm
stands up.
surprised.
He's 100 years at a time, and he stands up against sexism.
Well, I mean, like in the air nomad, culture, like they really just like don't have that. I don't think.
Yeah,
Like at
true.
least I wouldn't imagine that they have it. Obviously, we don't know a whole lot about it, but it seems like air nomads are all pretty even. So like
Yeah,
and
they
plus
don't
like
have to worry about it.
even like we've seen Aang struggle with like the everybody in the Fire Nation. They're like obviously somebody still has to be good, so he's like willing to even do that. And then like here he is, a waterbending master, won't teach Katara because she's a girl, and he's just like
It's crazy. I was flabbergasted when I went back and watched, because this dude, jerk. I didn't hate
Paku.
him as a child. I hate him now.
Yeah, like Paku is not great. I like I
Look at
I
that
would have
sassy old
I
man.
would have to say the same thing. Like watching it as a kid, I was like, okay, yeah, like Paku, oh, he changed and stuff like that. And then like watching it now, I'm just like, you little, and like even when we see him later on, like he's still just like this arrogant prick.
Yes, exactly.
And
See,
I'm
I
just like,
was gonna say that, but my parents are in the other room.
hey, nobody here.
Yes.
Like he is like, oh, I'm getting so angry.
Oh
Like
no.
I like don't understand. I don't understand this guy at all. And like how the heck did he get into the White Lotus? Like what?
Exactly.
Like what?
Why?
Like
How?
I like we've thought about like we discussed this when we met like John, like would you want to have him as a teacher and blah, blah, and like John I feel like is a better character, better person than Paku.
At least he treated Katara with respect.
Yeah, and like he like I just
And like that's not even the only how and why of the episode. Because Rapunzel also brings up a good point. How do they cook in a city of ice? You'd melt the kitchen. How do you handle sewage and waste disposal? There are questions in this episode that relate to city planning, blatant sexism, potential ageism, and it's just this episode's a mess when you think about it.
It is, and I think that's it's interesting because like we've spent like the entire season looking forward to getting here, and then like they're finally there, and they're just like, this is terrible. And I think that it also like gives the opportunity to show that this universe is obviously in the middle of a war, but like even the good guys can be bad guys. Like
Exactly.
there's these levels no matter where you are, and like just the fact that they took the time to like show that and take a moment and kind of have this cool opportunity for Katara to really stand up for herself, and then like also just like the character development for her.
Yes.
And what is already like this episode is so like action packed, and yet we still like have this like great story with Katara, and
I mean,
she's so good.
And she's a child going up against a grand master of the White Lotus, and she holds her own.
She does, and like she's like making it up as she goes, and she
that brings it to a point that I actually brought to the table. It doesn't happen often, but I have a theory. So this scene, which shout out to the internet for giving me a slick gif. That view right there when he's dodging this and he gives her that kind of look, not because she almost blasted him in the head, because any of those could have hit him in the head. He is shocked because he's never seen that move before. She is making this up as she goes along, and so he's just like, what is this? Like, okay, first off, who taught her to do this? Second of all, what is that? Because I've never seen that fighting style before. Like,
Maybe.
tell me that look isn't that. The eyebrow, the inquisitive Spock eyebrow.
No, I kind of like that. I think I think what maybe like he is maybe like this is a very like offensive move. Like nothing about this is defense, which I think a lot of times water is just defense, redirect and stuff like that. So I think like at this point he's just like, this woman's actually trying to kill me.
Yeah, I might have ticked off the wrong girl.
Yeah.
That ice block move is very earthbendery.
Yeah, like it does really feel like a really kind of earthbend-ish kind of thing. And I think that maybe comes from the fact that like they've spent they've traveled the world to get here. And so Katara has never really seen like another waterbender, but what has she seen? She's seen other firebenders and earthbenders. So maybe she's already kind of, well, if this works for them, why can't it work for me?
Exactly. And this really starts that tradition of taking the moves from other bending and applying it to your own. Like we see later with Zuko when he does like a wall of fire with a waterbending move.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Yeah, that's a serious earthbending move. I love it when our comment section is on the same wavelength. Yep, and you see a lot in Legend of Korra. True, they bring it in. Yeah. So I love
think that just like comes from like for the majority of like this universe, like the nations have been seen as separate in the earthbending style. Not the earthbending styles, but the bending styles have been seen as separate. And then once you kind of get done with the 100-year war and everything that Aang does afterwards to kind of like, bring the worlds together, you kind of just see more of that melding.
Yes. Oh, for sure. Like pro bending arenas. Definitely more of a waterbending type because you have to be able to move and dodge and like earthbender or airbender style sort of too. So I love it when everything comes together so nicely. It doesn't come together very nicely? My transitions. Because, Katara at the beginning, he's like, go to the healing hut, learn from the women.
Yeah, she's kind of just like, well, first of all, she doesn't fight it because she doesn't want to sacrifice like Aang's training. So like she realizes the importance of him learning, and Paku is supposed to be like the best one, so he should definitely train the Avatar. So like why should she be selfish and do that? So she kind of like was just like, okay, fine, you know what, we'll take the L on this one, and Aang can just learn, and then I'll go learn healing, which I mean is obviously very important because she ends up healing the rest of the game. Countless
literally
times.
Everyone.
Like every season, heal.
She heals Aang. She heals Toph's feet. She heals Zuko, and after Azula's Agni Kai. I'm pretty sure she heals Sokka at one point or another.
Oh yeah.
She come in clutch.
Really, really, really does.
Well, and you know what? It kind of is an interesting point because we start to see, as a result of her ending up at the healing hut, that, wait a second, we have ties to the Northern Water Tribe? No one mentioned this before. I don't think I have the right thing picked up. No, it was going to be so good. But we meet the old lady. And she's like, I recognize that betrothal necklace from 70 years ago.
Yeah.
What did you think about that?
I think it comes out of left field because you're just like, okay, we're dealing with this, and then you're just like, oh, that's Kanna's necklace, and you're just like, who's Kana? And the guitar's
Yeah.
like, you know my grand, and we're
Grand
like, oh, like we have not thought about grand since the series premiere.
She could be dead by now. We don't know.
Yeah, I hope not.
I hope not,
but
but she could. That was my thought as a child when watching this. Like, she might be dead.
no, she's not.
She's immortal.
She could be.
She got that fancy water healing. Guitar just comes down, is like, nope. Let me fix up those wrinkles for you. You're good to go. Another 20 years.
But I think it just adds. I mean, we'll learn in like towards the end of the episode that it just adds like another layer to like this whole mess of like this episode. So I think it was interesting, and it definitely gave I think it gave like the whole problem of her not being able to learn not waterbending, but to fight with waterbending like a whole nother level, because it was, you know, her grandmother left this place because of its traditions and she didn't agree with, and now like here's the next thing, which brings up like this question, like Grand had to know that.
Sorry, my computer just quit every window except for this one. Okay. Sorry, keep going. I just had a minor panic.
Hallelujah. Anyways,
she watching out for me.
Like Grand had to know that when she sent Sokka and Katara to go help the Avatar, that Katara would not be able to learn waterbending. So either she was hoping that the tradition changed and women could learn to fight with waterbending, or she literally sent her granddaughter, who's 14 years old, to go kick Paku's butt. And yes! I'm gonna believe in the latter.
You're gonna find this old guy with a mullet, and you're gonna go kick his butt.
Just go.
Yes, Queen. I imagine she is kind of like the Force, and when they were having their battle, and then eventually she learns waterbending, Grand gets this tingle, and she's like, she succeeded.
Yeah. She's just like, everything's right in the world right now.
Yeah, she totally sent Katara there with butt kicking intention.
Yeah. Which I think Katara adds to Grand's whole character. Grand.
Oh yeah. She don't give no craps.
She doesn't.
She's just, you know what? I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and we're gonna have a fun time with it. And I think that's kind of Katara's mentality as well. She went into this fight just like not thinking ahead, just let's go. And then everything just kind of comes to an abrupt, almost death-defying halt.
Yeah. Well, what I think is interesting is that she has like the complete support of Aang. And obviously like Aang is never like, we should fight first, but he's just like, even he's not gonna try and stop Katara. And then like Sokka just goes into like I always think of like the scene where she's like taking off her parka and just like hands it over to Sokka, and he just grabs it with like saying, without trying to like talk her out of it. My brother calls that Walmart mode.
Oh, very nice.
Because like, I don't know, like my mom will hand her purse to him or something, and he'll just like take it without question and be like, yes, I'm holding your purse, why not? So like Sokka just goes into like this Walmart mode of like, you know what, whatever you say, sis, you go, girl.
And courtesy of Brie, we do have a phenomenal description, shall we? I believe this counts as fan art. But it's true. She's like, I will mess you up and then put you back together just to mess you up again.
Pretty much.
Oh my gosh, who's that? Koku Art? Go check him out. Go check that out, because that is some quality memeage right there. And thank you, Brie, for providing it. Yeah, the boys know they can't stop her.
No, they're just like, we'll just let it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that they either thought that she could win, or at least like I feel like they would think that like Paku had no chance of being killed, and she had no chance of being killed. So,
Yeah,
and then
kind of like
like
it'll be fine.
what I also really like is that none of the other people in the Northern Weather Tribe try and stop her.
No.
Like she's just like catch me outside if you're man enough to fight me, and then like she walks out, and
Yes.
Paku's just like, okay, little girl, and then like she just like whips him, and then that's like starts the fight. But like we are literally in a city full of other waterbenders, and all of them are just like, no, 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 I kind of want to see how this plays out, which
Yeah,
leads me to
the
think
people in the
that
chair.
they are all tired of Paku's crap.
Mm. And they show it on the staircase. Like there are women up on the staircase with Aang and Sokka who are just like, yeah, go! Like they're cheering her on. And they're at the top of the city. There are probably people out and about
I
outside their
know,
little
I
igloos,
know.
just like,
There's like
yeah,
people just like walking, grabbing food for tonight's dinner, and they just hear like all this water bending, and I imagine them looking up and being like, it's fine.
they just hear some girl, if you're man enough to fight me, oh, someone's challenging Paku.
So I imagine that literally everybody in this tribe is like singing Guitar's praise because she finally has like the guts to do what they all secretly want to do anyway.
Yes, it's like we finally have a warrior. Yeah. Katara ain't no bitch, she's her own bitch, and I deeply respect that. Quite true. Quite true, Brie. Absolutely. And she that's what TV is lacking these days is a strong female character who isn't ditzy but is feminine and who
Mhm.
isn't just hard and cold and fighter style but actually can fight and stand up for herself.
And
It's
that's why I love
balance.
this show so much, because I feel like they strike like the perfect balance of having a female character that is like just like perfectly in the middle. Like we
Yeah.
have Katara, we have Suki. I would say Azula kind of maybe leans a little bit more towards being, strong and stuff like that. But like even
Evil
she,
can
like,
be pretty.
yeah. So like we have all these like really great female characters, and they're just knocking it out of the park every single time. And like it just
Mm-hmm.
another reason why
Oh
this
yeah.
show is perfection.
And Rapunzel brings up a good point. 5 in the show Dark Matter. Totally getting Katara vibes from her. If you haven't seen Dark Matter, I did a podcast for about a year and a half going over that show. It was my quarantine project. It kept me sane. I miss it dearly.
Nice.
But we all know at the end of the episode, Katara ends up succeeding and she gets to learn how to waterbend from a master.
Mm-hmm.
Even though, technically they could have just waited until Aang finished learning and then gone back to the Earth Kingdom and he could have taught her everything. What did Paku expect was going to happen? But, story. Oh, let's see. Every female character, lead character just feels so shoehorned these days. Supergirl. Yeah, exactly. Well, the thing is it's either guys writing about women trying to be like, in the Hollywood style saying, oh, women are goddesses. They're amazing. They're superheroes. This and this and this. It's like, okay, that's all well and good, but that's not necessarily realistic. You want to give them actual attainable and relatable characteristics.
Mm-hmm.
Make them characters that are flawed,
Yeah.
strong, feminine, and all of that together without being pandering. Because nowadays it's pandering, and you can see right through it. Katara
And
wasn't pandering.
no. And I feel like that can be said to a lot of different types of characters, not even female, but you start going into like just a whole plethora of everything, and it's just like, well, just make a character good, stop pandering.
Exactly. I don't care. Just give me substance.
Yeah.
Well, we talk about. Oh yeah, there is a schedule. They can't take the time to teach her. I mean, Sokka could fly Appa, and then they could just be waterbending in the back.
Well, I mean, obviously, and we'll see it like in season 2. Katara, well, like within like the first episode of season 2, Paco even says like, "Aang, Katara is your master now," and like even she is still teaching him waterbending throughout seasons 2 and 3. So yeah.
Ooh, yes. Also, didn't Paka say that? Paka. Paku say that Aang couldn't teach Katara if Aang learned from Paku. Yes. That's what caused the whole fight.
Yeah, that's what caused like the
Scene.
whole fight. Is because like Aang like disrespected his people, his culture, and his tradition, and he was just making it this whole thing, and like obviously like respect people's traditions, but
There
just
has
not.
to be another teacher in the Water Tribe who is
That's the
willing to
next thing.
teach
Like,
people.
why didn't they just find somebody else?
Is he the only master they have? Like, come on, there's some guy in a back alley waterbending, and you could just go up to him and be like, teach me that.
Like, they have to have like a whole army.
There's
Is the
gotta
chief
be.
not a waterbender? I don't think he is, but
All I know is that ticked me off, and I still don't know why there's just one master.
why not one of his students? Obviously, one of his students have to be a little bit more hip than he is, more down with the times.
Mm-hmm. Maybe one of them has a sister.
I think this is one of the things where it's just like, okay, now we're just nitpicking everything, and
it's true.
And sometimes, unfortunately, with storytelling, like yeah, it's fun to do that, and it's easy to do that, but it's just like at the end of the day, like you still have to tell a story.
Yeah.
And so like this is obviously the story that the creators wanted to make and tell, and it's a good story. I think it's an important story that needs to be told and stuff like that. So that are there problems in it? Yes, but nothing's perfect.
Well, you want to talk about someone who's not perfect? Want to hop on over to the Zuko bus? Beep beep.
Also, this scene is perfect. Them having music night. Hello, what?
There's the six guys on deck.
That song that he sings, fire.
Hey.
Absolute banner.
It is. You get the winter, spring, summer, fall. I butchered that, but
hey, you attempted. I'm not gonna. So points to you.
Well, this song actually shows up multiple times in this episode.
The tune does.
Yeah. Well, yes, the tune that comes along with it. So it's cool to see them not just do it as a one-off. Well, it's kind of like a movie night sort of thing. They keep the theme going, which is cool. The changing of the seasons, changing of the TV show seasons, changing of maybe motives. Exactly what
you're
we see.
Really poetic over here. I'm just over here like, I love this song, and you're just like, no, I appreciate it.
Amazing.
I think you're right. I think it is just like seasons changing. Look at you.
I occasionally have good ideas and can put together coherent thoughts. That is my one for the day.
No, you've had two. You had a theory about Katara, and now you've had this one. Katie, I think you're on a roll.
Look at that. Well, you know who else is on a roll right now is Zhao, our man, showing up and just like, hey, let me maybe just
this
slice off someone's head.
No. This screenshot.
Yes.
This is a great pose.
He's just, what are you looking at, man?
How is this not a meme?
When we do, it could be. Rapunzel, get on that.
We need a meme.
But I'm pretty sure I give my coworkers that look when we do like packages for the news and news stories, and they just don't make any sense. I just look at them, I'm like, what? And so this was relatable. but what? Oh, now I can't stop thinking about how great a meme this will make.
That's what I'm saying. How have we not been here?
Mandatory team building night, guys. Please report to the upper deck. Thank you. I imagine that is exactly what Iroh did to get everyone there. Someone bring your Suki horn. It's like
they all like music night. No,
yes.
Like at this point in the story, especially after like the small amount of character development between like Zuko and his crew, especially after them finally learning like why he needs to fly in the Avatar and how he got scarred and everything. Like I feel like they're a tight knit group, and they all really respect
Exactly.
Iroh. So if Iroh walks down the halls of the ship going music night, everybody stops what they're doing, because when your favorite uncle asks you to do something, you're gonna do it.
He just has a triangle. Music night. Everyone come down. Oh gosh. He's just having a good time. Like
He's having a
this is his
blast.
moment to shine.
He is living his best life.
Beautiful. And then this jerk shows up and he's just like, Prince Zuko.
I didn't know you were trained in broadswords.
Oh,
skilled.
Yeah,
Rapunzel got it.
I don't but I mean that is a dead giveaway. If you're gonna be a silent, I guess what would be the word? Not assassin, but vigilante.
Spy.
That you aren't gonna just like put that on your wall.
To be fair, he probably never thought anybody was ever gonna come into his room. Because like you have to remember that he's like 16. So like
he's more worried about the playboys that are under his pillow.
I wasn't gonna go there. We could. But I'm just like
the Ember Island edition. Got the swimsuits for the season.
You're terrible.
There aren't actually pictures. They're just drawn out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I actually pretty sure there's fan fiction about that.
Where were we? But anyways, I don't think he ever really thought anybody was ever going to. Well, I mean, so Rapunzel says that's like Batman hating his bat suit in his living room. I'm gonna argue that it's not, because it's not like he has the Blue Spirit mask hating with it. It's just broadswords. They come from a nation that has had 100 years of war propaganda. I would think that they would all be collectors of weaponry.
True, and we do know that there are swordsmiths in the Fire Nation.
Exactly. So like him having these swords, now I don't think it's that big of a deal. Yep, there we go. We have it, people.
Brilliant. The banished prince is the Blue Spirit. Like you can see the dead eyes. Just, my life is a lie.
No, this is just one of those animations where you're not supposed to freeze it.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. But I gotta say, when you found out in this episode, I thought maybe Zhao might have made it a little more personal. But it makes sense if Iroh was there.
So yeah, so like Zhao, though he is not the greatest, he is a tactician. So yeah, I don't think it makes any amount of sense to like make it a big thing, because like he probably only showed up with 2 other people, and he's going to take the rest of Zuko's crew, and Iroh is right there. Plus,
True.
you also have to remember that the Agni Kai that Zhao and Zuko had, Zuko won.
Yeah, fair point.
So I think Zhao is smart enough not to engage.
And that
right here
is a brilliant connection to this. He just hires assassins. Technically pirates.
He doesn't hire assassins, he hires pirates. Which, if you... Like, who hires pirates to go kill somebody? Am I missing something about pirates? Because, like, all I can think about is, like, Johnny Depp. And I wouldn't hire Captain Jack Sparrow to go kill anybody. Like, I wouldn't hire anybody on the Black Pearl to go kill anybody. So, and unfortunately, those are really the only pirate movies I've ever really watched. Like, even Captain Hook, I wouldn't go.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't hire Captain Hook to go. So who? Like what?
Yeah.
And I just called Zhao a tactician. I'm gonna retract that statement. Zhao is an idiot.
Yeah.
like I think it would have been better if they brought back June to kill Zuko. Although if they had done that, Zuko probably would have been dead. So I realize why they brought the pirates, but
Yeah.
still, Zhao, buddy, what were you thinking?
My man.
My
My
dude.
man.
My dude.
Oh gosh. Well, I'm trying to find. Oh, there we go. Where are the memes? There they are. I'm so stupid. Rapunzel's already sent the memes.
Yes.
I. You sent them to me last week, 2 weeks ago. I apologize, but let's take a quick dive for our viewers. I for one didn't know Prince Zuko was skilled at broadsword either.
Yeah,
Yep.
but you gotta flip it for the image that we now have because that is now the superior image.
Yeah, it is. Admiral Zhao. Zuko. Man, be sweating. Oh gosh. I mean, Zuko.
Yes.
They're just two sorority girls, and Uncle Iroh is the sorority house lady, the house mom, and he's just like, no, 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 he's
No,
not
no, no,
worth
no,
it.
no.
Oh my gosh, these are brilliant. Is
Oh
Zuko the
my,
blue
this one's
spirit?
a journey.
Ooh, shall we zoom in? Oh, it won't let me.
You can do it, I
So
believe in you.
sad. The blue spirit's signature weapon, broadswords. Coincidence? Blue spirit is taller than Aang. Similar, Zuko is taller than Aang. They both have a burnt scar on their left side. Whoever put that together has a good sense of humor. Where'd it go? I think that was the collection. Bravo, Rapunzel. Just bravo. And we also have one tie back in. I'm sorry, I'm so delayed. Where did it go? Where did it go? I think we go to this one first. This one. This was sent by Bree. It's true. Like, come on. If you want to show a woman at rock bottom, Azula after the Agni Kai loss. That's rock bottom. Not that.
Or me when my alarm goes off at 6 in the morning.
6. 6.
I know I'm talking to the morning show.
Yeah.
That's cute.
It's so true. Like, if you had a woman write about men, like, read any fan fiction, guys. 50 Shades of Grey. Kind of like when guys write about girls, when girls write about guys. It's you gotta take time, and it can't just be a cliche. So it's really, it's interesting. I'll tell you that. But I swear, this episode just brings up so many points. We cover so much. We cover sexism, we cover the blue spirit, we cover Katara and Aang learning to waterbend, Sokka in a relationship that can't possibly work. It's just, there's just so much. And
Momo
20 some odd minutes.
not being able to eat that food.
Oh, that's the tragedy of this episode.
That's a good tragedy right here.
Not that she was already betrothed to a man. No, Momo's food. Also, we're getting more memes. I have to keep checking because I have like 4 different. Another meme. Bree coming in clutch along with Rapunzel. There we go.
Yeah, I've seen this one before.
It's great. It's so great. And Zhao's just in the corner, like shaking, like, I don't know what's happening, man. Oh, who voiced the pirate Barker? Oh, I don't know. Interesting. And yes, this was the last thing I wanted to bring up in the episode was Zuko had one secret way of getting around the fire that came up, the explosion. He was near the windows, and he bent his fire to protect him.
Yeah, he like bends like this little ball around him.
It's just like when Aang went into the iceberg. You can see the similar bubble effect.
Oh my gosh, I think we've unlocked the secrets of storytelling.
Oh, dude, reuse the same animation. Yes.
I don't think it's a matter of like using the same animation, but just like the same idea. And then also like he does it so fast. Like I think a lot of times I think a lot of times people kind of write Zuko off as not like the best bender, and maybe he isn't, but especially when you compare him to like Azula and Ozai and even Iroh, but like he's still an amazing bender.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, I would not have survived that. Oh, my headphones are saying please charging, and that's how you know they came from overseas. We'll see how long they last. Otherwise, I'm going to switch over to speaker.
Okay, this is gonna be fun.
But Zhao and Jet in the corner having a mental breakdown. Yeah. Shall we?
Wait. I think Brianna brings up
what?
a great point.
Where?
Zhao and Jet, same energy.
Wait a second. Where?
No. She's just saying Zhao and Jet in the corner having a mental breakdown, and I'm like, those two characters really do have the same energy. Like,
they definitely do. They want to be the leader. They want to win.
Yeah, and they're bad at winning.
Very. Well, shall we move on to fan theories, or is there anything in the episode that you'd like to also talk about?
No, I think we can go into the fan
Brilliant.
Yeah. Since we're already talking about Zuko surviving the explosion, I got a fan theory.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, this thing is gonna bug me. I'm gonna check.
Do you need to go find another pair of headphones?
I don't have one. Wait a second. Does this have a hole? It has a hole. Okay, I can. I'm gonna go get my other the male to male connector.
No. I get what you're.
Stop saying that. It's like charge.
Okay, it's okay. You can just go.
I panicked. Okay, you entertain our three viewers.
Go.
Escape.
Oh, the pirate Barker was voiced by none other than Brian Konixko. Well, there you go. The facts. Now, unfortunately, I don't really know the pirate's name, so I'm not sure which pirate you're even talking about. What? Who even is this person?
I'm coming.
That's okay. I believe in you.
I brought the bin. We're just gonna find it. I have about 30 teacups.
Okay, that's what I thought. It's the guy with the mustache. Okay. Well, that's a fun fact. I didn't know that. It's cool.
Well, I need to organize better. I'm a mess at being a human.
Aren't we all?
At least this is like a non-survival thing. Like, imagine you're in the wild and it's like, oh, I misplaced my flint. Guess I'm dead now. Well, it was in here.
I don't really know. I don't know what.
We can just keep going.
Okay, I don't know what text should be on the Zhao meme. I think it's dealer's choice. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't.
We trust you, girl, at this point.
All right. Well, while you continue to look for that, I'm just gonna go into this fan theory for you. I believe.
Thank you.
Oh.
It's the male to female. Where's the male to male?
Okay, so the theory is that Iroh and Zuko knew that Zhao was going to sabotage their ship.
Really?
So they knew that Zhao hired the pirates, or he knew that they were going to make some type of an attack. And here's why. One is Zuko obviously he hears them baying in the ship or something like that, and then he's investigating. But why would he choose to go up to the control deck? Why not go out to you know what I'm saying? So if somebody was
Yeah.
going to be on the ship, I don't think they would be up there. I think they would be out on the deck. So like,
Yeah.
and plus like and he stops in that corner, and plus he bends around the explosion. So I think that somehow he knew that an attack was going to be happen. And here's another reason why I think Iroh knew that attack was going to happen is when the ship explodes and Iroh comes running up to the ship. He doesn't like he's a firebender. He can obviously like do something about it. He doesn't try to like go see if Zuko's okay. He doesn't try to rescue him in like any amount of way. He just goes up there, he sees it, and she found it.
Found it.
Anyways, he goes up there and he sees it, and he just takes a moment like he's already dead. And I feel like Iroh has already lost one son. And so
Yeah.
for him to just give up and think that Zuko is dead so easily and not try to do anything, especially after he blamed himself for Lutin's death. Why in the world would he not go and try and at least save Zuko or do anything? And so I think that they knew that Zhao was going to sabotage the ship because like like even like that whole conversation with the Zhao, oh, I didn't know you were skilled in broadswords. Like Zuko had to know that he was made, and Zuko I would think, would try to do something about it. So I think the moment that Zhao leaves the ship, Zuko either dons the blue spirit or he just goes spies on the camp, and he sees like that interaction of Zuko hiring the pirates. And so he comes back, and that's when he's like formulated this plan that he'll make Zhao think that he's dead. And they already knew that Zhao offered Iroh to join him. So the plan is to fake his death, essentially, have Iroh join Zhao, because they know that Zhao is going to the North Pole. Where else would he be going? And Zuko will hide within the forces, and then like that's their ticket to the North Pole, the Northern Water Tribe, because that's really the only way that Zuko is going to get there, because they know that the Northern Water Tribe is heavily fortified. So one ship is not going to be able to go.
Ooh.
But if he fakes his death, hides within the ranks of Zhao's forces, he's got a ticket, and he has a chance to sneak in, grab aim, while everybody else is distracted by this major invasion that Zhao is forcing. So I think that they knew that Zhao was going to try and get rid of Zuko because he was the blue spirit, and they kind of like quickly formulated this grand scheme.
That is a very good theory. Because, yeah, why? Ooh. Because how would you? They had a very limited time span, I assume, between him stealing his crew and then just heading to the Northern Water Tribe.
Well, the crew, you even see, so like before the pirates come, and Iroh says goodbye to the crew, and then he walks back to Zuko's room, and it was like, the crew just wanted me to say, good luck, and they're gone. I'm gonna go on this walk. Do you want to come with me? And like Zuko is just like, nah. And like Iroh kind of blows up, like, well, fine, just sit in here and sulk, and like leaves, which I think again is like not even that much of Iroh. Like I feel like they're already like putting on a show because they think whoever is coming to kill them might already be here or whatever.
Spying.
Exactly. Like they're just like putting on this grand this grand show. And then, Iroh goes on its walk and
well,
everything.
And Rapunzel brings up a good point. When Zuko left his room, he's like, Uncle? And then instantly defense mode when he realizes it's not. And so he knew from the second he walked out of his room, someone was coming here.
Mm-hmm. And again, like, why in the world would you go up to, I don't even know what to call it.
Ops?
Sure, I don't know. Like, why would you go up there? Why not go out to the deck? But Who
I
knows?
don't
I've
love
never
that.
been on a ship.
I accept it. And the Oscar goes to well, I also found another funny screen cap. And this one could be a meme that just says, when you're having a good time, but then Fire Nation soldiers roll up on your party. Mm. He's not happy about it.
You know that if it had been anybody else, Ira would have thrown hands because he's like, "This
Oh,
is my music night."
get off my ship. Or he'd be like, join us. Oh, Rapunzel. Bless. Oh, gosh. We have the best listeners, don't we, Brandi?
We truly do.
I love it.
If only for them making memes.
Exactly.
No, I love
Not
you
just the
guys.
conversation in the chat, not being loyal, the memes.
Okay. All right. Here's the next one. And this one kind of leads into the third one, so we'll see if they kind of blend. But the theory is Paku didn't want to train Katara because she was a woman. Like, obviously that was it, but he makes it a bigger stance because Katara reminds him of Kana.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That actually really does.
Because Aang Aang at the feast, like when he first meets Paco, he's like, your training starts tomorrow, and he's like, oh, well, I have this friend that, and they're like, okay, cool. And then like the next day, Aang and Katara walk up, and like Paco was just like, no, and I think it's because Katara looks, according to that other person, the healing teacher looks just like Kana. So he sees this girl he's never met and reminds him of the person that he was betrothed to, who I think Paku really does. He loved Kana very much.
Uh-huh.
And so then Katara, he's just like, well, no, I'm not going to teach you waterbending and stuff like that. And so at the end of the episode, when they're fighting and Paku does see the betrothal necklace and he realizes what it is, the reason why he changes his mind to teach Katara isn't because she proved herself to him or anything, because like he won the fight and he was getting ready to walk off and nothing was going to change. But the moment he saw that necklace, it changed, because he was like, this is Kana's granddaughter. And I think in his head, he had taken like the 60 years to regret not changing things with Kana. And so he wasn't going to make the same mistake twice. Mm-hmm. And so he was like, okay, I'll teach her, not because he had changed his mind about his traditions or anything like that. He changed his mind because it was Kana's granddaughter, and that was like the only reason. And I think the only
trying to make up for past mistake.
Precisely. And the only reason why he made it such a big deal, because even like the chief of the water tribe, of the Northern Water Tribe, like he was kind of like, yeah, like this is our tradition and you should respect it. But like even he wasn't like, like, I feel like if it hadn't been like this big thing, the chief would have been like, yeah, Katara can learn, like we'll make an exception, because the chief at least seems kind of cool. But like Paku had already like made it like this whole thing, and the chief was like, well, I'm not about to upset Paku. And the reason why Paku was so upset was because Katara reminded him of Kana.
Gosh, I love that. Man, I swear, you need an award for these theories. You come in clutch every single week. It's not just with one, it's with all of them. I don't think I've really rejected any fan theories.
Well, I try to, I like every single time that I like think of a fan theory, I try and like build it within like the constraints of the show. So like I'm obviously not trying to make my own rules or anything like that. Like that's what I'm really trying to do.
Yeah.
And I just, I watch the episodes and I'm like, this is what I'm seeing. This is how I'm interpreting. And since it's not so blatantly clear, that's why I'm calling them fan theories. I do have one. I do have one last one.
Ooh.
And this one, this one, I think may break a couple of things because I just said, you know, I try and respect the confines of the show, but I mean, it doesn't ever say that she's not, so I'm going to say that she is. Kana is a waterbender.
Really?
That is the theory. Okay. So
Okay,
here's the
do
thing.
tell.
Here's what I'm thinking. So the only reason why we know that Kana left the Northern Water Tribe was because she was betrothed to Paku and she didn't like the tribe's traditions, and so she just left. And I am stuck here thinking, like, why doesn't she like the tribe's traditions? So like, does she have like another female friend who was a waterbender who wasn't able to be trained how to fight, and so she took that really personally? Or was she the waterbender and wasn't being able trained to fight, and then she gets betrothed to Paku, and Paku obviously really cares for her because even like 60 years after the fact, he sees this necklace and he's like, I love her, and it's very sincere. Like it's like the one true human emotion that Paku has.
Yeah. Otherwise, he's just sass in a man body.
Exactly. So obviously, he really cares for her, and so I think that she saw she was going to be married to this great waterbender, and so like she was even just like, okay, we're going to be married, teach me how to fight. And he was like, that's breaking a lot of traditions, I can't just do that. And I think that's one of the reasons why Kana leaves Northern Water Tribe, is because stupid traditions, and the person that loves her and the person that I think she loves as well wasn't even willing to break a tradition for her, so she just left. And the reason why
so
I
she could protect herself.
Exactly. And I think the reason why Kana the reason why I think Kana loves Paku is because towards the end of the season, we learn that they get married.
Yeah. Yes.
Like after 60 years, they're just, oh, we're married. And like don't get me wrong, like I think that is great. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're getting choked up about it. I know
it's so beautiful. But I think the reason why they get married is because Kana really did love Paku, and Paku really did love Kana. It was just like these stupid traditions that were getting in their way. So, you know, when Paku comes back and he's like, I've learned my lesson, she's like, oh wow, only took you 60 years.
Oh, she pulls that water whip move too. Oh, she just like smacks
100% sure.
So, and all the other women in the tribe are just like, you could bend this whole time.
Well, then we have to come up with a reason of, okay, if Kana is a waterbender, why doesn't she tell anybody? And so I was doing some research on like the timeline of the Avatar universe, and it matches up a little too perfectly. So we know that Paku, it says in the episode that he made that betrothal necklace 60 years ago. Okay. And 60 years ago would have been 40 years after the Airbender genocide, which is how the timeline works. Mm-hmm. So it's 40 AG. And do you want to know what happens at about 40 AG?
What?
The raids on the Southern Water Tribe begin. So Kana leaves the Northern Water Tribe, sets sail for the Southern Water Tribe in hopes that she will learn how to use waterbending to fight. And when she gets to the Southern Water Tribe, what starts to happen? The Fire Nation starts hunting waterbenders.
Now, that is a good theory.
Now, Kana doesn't know how to fight with waterbending, so she's going to easily become a target. The kitten is back.
Drop his back, Santa. Theories, hun.
So Kana doesn't know how to fight. She obviously, you know, like maybe she wants to fight and she wants to learn, but she'd also become a target. And another reason why I think that she doesn't immediately like, oh, teach me waterbending, you know, fight the power or anything like that, is Kana herself isn't much of a fighter. Like she's still a very strong individual because she was willing to leave everybody that she knew, um, so that she could practice what she believed and everything like that. But she wasn't willing to fight to be able to learn waterbending with her people. Like, she was willing to just completely run away and find a space that she could live in. And so she thought that was going to be the Southern Water Tribe, and it probably was going to be the Southern Water Tribe. But then the Fire Nation, as they do, throw a wrench into the plan. And so she lives out the rest of her days, not telling anybody that she's a waterbender because she knows what happens to waterbenders. Mm-hmm. Nobody teaches her because all the waterbenders are taken away. And she just does not tell a soul because it would just be simpler.
Well, genetically, it would make sense if there was one in the bloodline.
Precisely. And there's been theories that, obviously Kaya, somebody in her family was a waterbender, or even like their grandfather, the person that Grand married, he could have been a waterbender. So, who knows? But and I think like Kana being a waterbender also leads to why she sent Katara out to the Northern Water Tribe, because in the first episode, Katara is willing to leave her people to go to the Northern Water Tribe to learn waterbending. Yeah. And like she's even like getting ready to like walk away in front of like her whole tribe, and then Aang kind of like talks her out of it.
He talks her off that iceberg.
Yeah. And then when Aang gets captured and Katara has to go save her, Kana says something like, "You gave me hope, my little waterbender." And so I think it was Katara willing to leave her people to go learn waterbending and do what she wanted to, that kind of like flipped a switch in like Kana's brain. She was like, all right, I can't stop my granddaughter from basically doing what I already did. Like, obviously I know that like it's going to be really hard for her and it's going to be tough, but she recognizes that Katara is a fighter and that Katara will hopefully get what Kana always wanted. And Kana doesn't tell Katara that she's a waterbender because, one, it would just be too groundbreaking, and two, the episodes are only 22 and a half minutes long. So
exactly. Maybe they can make it into a comic book.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my theory. Is it correct? I don't know. It's a theory.
That's what the fun part is. You can accept it to your headcanon if you'd like. Oh, I will put that in the potentially putting it in my headcanon category.
I think it just explains a lot more about like Gran, and plus, like, if she was from the Northern Water Tribe, then she would have known that Katara wouldn't have been able to learn. So
sorry, she's fussy right now.
I hear the little meows and I'm dying.
Say hi. Yeah. Give him a big one. You're gonna fall. This is my parrot.
Nice.
Yes. She flies around exploding ships. She almost fell. Are there any other theories?
Nope, that's it. That's it.
Do you have any theories, Dop? You smell like kitten food and it's gross. Kitten food and surprisingly green bean casserole. You just want
what a mix.
She's going to take over the mic. I have a couple of pieces of fan art to show you, and then I think I need to get her to settle. Honey, it's okay. Oh. I'll have you take her. Can you say bye-bye? This is bye-bye. You'll be back on a show, I'm sure, as long as Radar doesn't attack you. Back through the void. Oh, she's such a distraction. But Rapunzel is right. You've given us so much to consider, Brandi. And then I just pop up and I'm like, pretty pictures.
Hey, you know what? We all serve our purpose. It's okay.
Pictures and a purpose. Where's my purpose pictures? Not there. that sweet corn? Please tell me it's sweet corn and not kitten pea. I don't know what kitten pea smells like. Okay, here we go. Dop really does have some firehead cannons. You 24/7 Doppler radar stream. I might have to do one of those. She should be the new third co-host. Ooh, cat cam for the stream. I think we have some cat ladies on the stream.
What give you that impression?
First one that's popping up. This is an amazing UA cosplay. Just the skill that has to go into making that. The wig alone.
I don't know how people do it.
It's incredible. I'm not nearly that good at cosplay. I love it, not good at it. And so for her to get the pattern, the gloves.
The gloves.
Like, my gosh, just brilliant.
Wait. Are those gloves bejeweled?
I think they are. She grabbed that sequin, the family heirloom bedazzler. And apparently this is from Agent Sakura 9 Entertainment. I can zoom in. So go check them out. That is an impressive cosplay. And then I also have a beautiful work of art that is just hiding from me on my desktop. So we're going to switch over and we're going to look at this one first. This one is just an image of the Waterbending Canal, or the Water Nation canals in the Northern Water Tribe. And I just think that'd be such a cool city to live in.
Yeah, like the show is obviously, great story-wise, but they also like really take the time to just build these incredible places. And this is definitely one of them.
And if you think that's incredible.
It makes you sad that it kind of gets wrecked in the next episode.
I know, exactly. But you know what? They can rebuild. It's all made of ice anyway.
Precisely.
So this one blew my mind. It's from Arctic Avery. Amazing northern lights in the snow. This is what I would dream of. If I could work anywhere, I'd want to work there.
Like, I just want to know, like, how do these people make these things?
Totally, you just had waterbenders who were architects.
No, I meant, how do you paint this or draw this or what? Like, no. It's not like, how do they build this? Obviously, yeah. I'm not questioning that. I'm questioning how in the world do you make this piece of art? Like, how?
Tail.
It blows my mind.
They even have like little bobs on the windows. Just the watchtower.
Talent.
Oh my gosh, amazing! So I'm gonna go follow them at Arctic Avery. Just phenomenal. Like the water actually looks like water.
I don't. How do you?
It's amazing.
How do?
I wish we could be this skilled, but this is why we have people like Rapunzel. Oh, let's see. I think we have pretty much everything. Ooh, the art book has so many gorgeous shots of the city. I think
you're not helping the cause.
Not a lot of tornadoes and hurricanes, but if I'm a waterbender, I could make my own.
Okay, let's just all agree that Katie as a bender every day, waking up, choosing chaos more than what she already does.
Oh, I would have a 100%. I just have a tornado in my front yard. Just for funsies.
Just for funsies, she says.
They might have video streams of how they make them on their YouTube channels. Ooh.
I'm sure that cool. They do.
I would love to see a 24/7 like sleep-inducing loop of someone just drawing the water or the Water Nation in different spots, and you just hear the day-to-day life of the people. That'd be so calming.
I see. That's interesting that you think that's calming, because I would just sit there and I would want to watch the entire thing.
Yeah. 24 hours in case there's a cameo.
No, not like in case it's a cameo. I'm just like, again, like I just want to know how they make these, like the skill, the patience,
the raw talent.
I can barely write my own name, people.
Oh, but in the digital sphere, you're very good in video editing.
Yeah, but that's it. Like then that's it.
Oh. Well, I mean, we could go halvesies on the book, and then we could just like do a painting
You
night.
know what's funny is I think we made a joke of going halvesies on the book, but again, like I would just keep I would be terrible.
Yeah.
I'm not good at sharing.
And 1,000 miles in between us doesn't help.
Yeah, no, that doesn't help either.
Well, who knows? By the time we come back next week, you might have the book.
It's gonna take a lot of might not to order it off of Amazon.
Yeah. Wait for a sale. Black Friday. Good call. But I think that is every piece that I have, every fan theory you have, everything we could have talked about with the episode. Anything else to add?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Next week's gonna be the. So, okay, we need to make the decision right now because obviously we can talk forever about just one episode. Are we going to try and do Siege of the North parts 1 and 2 next week? Because
Ben, you need to sleep.
I feel like it's gonna be like a 3-hour conversation.
I think we should probably break it up to part 1 and part 2.
All right. I feel like we should learn our lesson from doing the Winter Solstice part 1 and part 2.
Yes. 2.5-hour streams. I agree. We should probably break it up. So part 1 next week, eh?
Yes, definitely.
Brilliant. And we will be here next week. I don't have anything.
I don't have anything.
Perfect. And then the grand season finale will be after that. I'm seeing a lot more Warriors Wolf Tears on social media. Interesting. Oh, you're on spring break next week. Hop on. Wait, spring break?
Fall break. She's very tired.
In the Southern Hemisphere.
No, she's very tired.
Oh. Don't go do your paper. We've taken in an hour and a half of your time. I'm hoping Avatar becoming more popular will help end the tyranny of the mullets. It might.
I missed something. Why are we talking about mullets?
Yeah, I think I'm missing something too. But there's a good point. There's a lot of people out there who are getting Sokka haircuts right now, and I dig it.
Yeah, okay. I mean, like, you can cut your hair however you want. I'm not going to say anything about
it. Go to sleep, precious child. Oh, gosh. Well, I think I should probably go to bed because it's past my bedtime. And I also have a screaming kitten. But this has been great to get back on. We'll be back next week, guys. And we'll be talking about probably one of the more mind-blowing episodes in the entire series.
At least it should be fun.
Awesome. Oh, I almost clicked the Leave Studio button. We're good. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for coming on. Meow. Yes. Mew. Any random thing we have to bring up loosely related to the episode? There you go. Wolf Tales works.
Oh, she was typing wolf. I'm over here. Keep on reading it as Water Tales, and I'm like, what?
It's furries, but with your bending.
Sleep.
Sleep. Oh, thank you guys so much. Missed you guys too, Louise X Sparrow.
So glad to be back.
Thank you all for tuning in. We're back, and we're going to be here. And remember, once we finish, there are pins to be had, little giveaways. So just stay tuned. We're going to have fun, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.